Hi, my name is Stephanie Robbins, and I am the CEO of Robbins Plumbing. And today I want to give you 5 main reasons that your plumbing might be failing. So if you're experiencing plumbing problems, it's probably because of one of these 5 reasons. Breaking it down. So the first one is age. And unlike wine, not everything ages well, including your plumbing system. So everything has a lifespan to it. So really depending on a couple of things, and I don't want to skip ahead, but let's say that water quality, it's one of my 5 things. Pressure, also one of my 5 things, is an issue that can actually very dramatically reduce the age or expected lifespan of some of your products. So let's say, for example, an electric water heater. You're in the Phoenix area, depending on the pressure and water quality and the proper installation of that, gonna be between 8 and 12 years on average, but it could be dramatically less. So if you're experiencing issues with your water heater, it could very, very well have to do with just the age of it, as well as all the other factors going into that. But age is definitely a thing. Plumbing is not meant to be forever, unlike marriage. Don't forget to tell my husband. So it's just definitely a thing. So when you're having plumbing issues, your home is starting to get a little older, the 1980s called and they want their plumbing back, there's nothing, it's no one's fault, it's just age. So shower valves are gonna start to leak, faucets are gonna start to leak, toilets wear out with age. Everything that is attached to water is going to, with time, need to be replaced. So it's certainly something to consider. If you're starting to look at things and be like, should I repair or replace it? Really take into consideration what is the age. Because we don't want to see you put, let's say, like I said, the electric water heater. It's not heating. It's 8 years old. It does not financially make sense to put money into a water heater that's 8 years old at the end of its lifespan, and you're replacing both elements and thermostats to have in 6 months it's going to start leaking. So really the goal of my video today on our blog post is, are we at the age where we should be repairing things or replacing things? And age is certainly one of those factors. The other factor is water pressure. So we have a great blog that we will link, but water pressure affects everything. Just like high blood pressure affects everything in your home, water pressure puts undue pressure on your plumbing system. So it puts undue pressure on your water lines. So whether, let's say, even if it's galvanized and it's old, okay, that's an age thing. You got to go back to number 1 and age and get that replaced. But pressure is definitely a factor when it comes to things starting to leak or not behaving appropriately. You really want to have a pressure in your home that's between 60 and 75 for ideal, but it will affect your toilets, it will affect your faucets, it will affect your shower valves, it will affect your water heater, it will affect your dishwasher, your washing machine. Everything that water touches is affected by pressure. And the ideal pressure for most appliances and plumbing fixtures is between that 60 to 75 mark. So if high pressure or low pressure is an issue in your home, it's going to affect everything, and that's the cause. Like we want to fix the cause of what the issue is. Water quality is actually I would professionally argue this with anyone, but water quality, it affects everything that water touches. And so think for a second, everything in your home that water touches my dryer even, because I have a steam setting in my dryer. But if you have poor water quality, everything water touches affects the quality and the lifespan and how that product is going to perform. So it enters your house, poor water quality. And Arizona has incredibly hard water. We also chlorinate our water. There's chemicals in there. All of those things to make it safe. So water quality is going to affect, at that point it's going in, maybe you have, a water softener loop, maybe you don't. It's going to hit your water heater. So past that point, you're going to have, so it's affecting your water heater. It's going to shorten the lifespan of your water heater. It's going to put sediment in the bottom of it, all that good stuff. And then it's going to affect, well, in my home, the next thing it touches is the dryer. Then it touches the washing machine, my dishwasher, my hall bathroom, my kitchen, my ice maker. So water quality is a huge, huge factor. And one of the ways that you can tell if water quality is an issue in your home, one is smell. If you turn on your faucet and you smell chlorine and things like that, certainly water quality is something that you should take into consideration. The second thing is, how does it taste? Do you want to drink it? Probably not. And the other thing is seeing. So if you see water spots on your dishes, you see water spots on your shower doors, you see calcification and things going on the ends of your faucets, your shower heads, water quality is an issue for your home. And you want to address it because it can mean the difference of tens of thousands of dollars in premature replacements versus fixing the water that broke it. It's a big thing. Water quality is a big thing. Outside of that, if you're bathing in poor quality water and you're drinking it, and your pets are drinking it, and your plants are drinking it, all of those things are affected. Your skin's affected, your hair's affected. This is not natural red. Water quality means something to me. So the other thing, and it's just simply poor installation. There are a lot of times, daily, that we go out to projects and we see something that was installed incorrectly. That's not the manufacturer, that's not water quality, that's not pressure. That is someone not doing the job correctly, not knowing what they were doing, probably well-intended, but it's not done correctly. And that is very often why we see things become defective and need to be replaced. They weren't installed correctly. There is a lot of code requirements and safety requirements. A water heater, again, we're going to come back to that, has a lot of code requirements. You need to know when installing an electric water heater, do you have a closed loop system? Do you need because you have a pressure regulating valve, do you need an expansion tank? Is it installed with a drain pan? So lots of factors come into things that people often think it's just a plumbing problem. It's not just a plumbing problem. There is a very real reason that, especially in the state of Arizona, but there are a lot of exams you have to go through. So you cannot test to be a journeyman plumber in the state of Arizona until you've been in the field and apprenticed underneath a professional for 4 years. It's no different than college. You're just, instead of behind a textbook, you're often behind a wrench or a drain machine and being harassed, because that's what blue collar does. But you don't just walk out someday and say, I'm going to be a plumber and watch YouTube. You can't even take the test to be a plumber in Arizona until you have 4 years under the experience of someone else. It's notarized, the whole deal. So it's not something to take lightly. Doing the job correctly, it's serious. There's, just so many times it's like someone could have died not doing a gas connection correctly. Lots of things. It's not to be taken for granted. It's definitely to be taken seriously. And then the last thing, and it's just like your car, it's maintenance. Your plumbing system requires maintenance. Your water heater requires annual maintenance. Your angle stops, the shutoff valve for your home, everything in your home requires maintenance. It requires to be looked at, maintained, fixed, checked for leaks, that kind of thing. So I'm going to keep jumping back to the water heater. So if you maintain your water heater on an annual basis, you could literally take that lifespan that we talked about with age, of that, typically 8 to 12 years, you could double that. by maintaining that water heater on an annual basis, not just draining it, but flushing it, checking the anode rod, and confirming the water quality. But everything requires maintenance in your home, your AC unit, your plumbing system, your electrical system to, a degree. If you're on septic, that requires maintenance. Your home requires maintenance. And it's the thing that even I neglect on occasion. I know better, and that my water heater should be flushed. I'm like, oh man, I can't believe Christmas is over. It's June and it's time. It just seemed like Christmas just happened. So it's one of those things. You definitely want to get yourself on an annual maintenance routine so that you are at least, even if you're not able to maintain those things yourself, but you can take a visual inspection. You can schedule with us. We actually have a great DIY annual checklist so you can walk through your home, make sure things are in good condition. If they're not, catch them early before they become a very expensive repair or a flood. So those are the 5 main reasons. And if any of those fall in alignment with you, you definitely want to check, even if you're not in Arizona, with a licensed professional in your area that you trust. And we highly recommend that you stick with a company that's been in business for 5 years or more, because you know at that point that they're probably going to stick around. It's just math that most companies go out of business in less than 2 years. So sticking with those companies that have been around, that offer those warranties, are tried and true, and have a good reputation within your community. Of course, if you have any questions or you'd like to schedule with us to do an annual inspection, flush your water heater, check your water quality, check your water pressure, by all means, reach out to us. You can hit us up on the website at robinsplumbing.com. You can also call us at 623-486-4657.